Morning all. Last class we were discussed about the microsporogenesis. So from microsporogenesis, remind the points. There is sporogenous tissue present in center of the microsporangium. Each cell of sporogenous tissue produce the pollen mother cell. Pollen mother cell through meiosis division produce microspore tetrad. Microspore tetrad then produce the 4 microspore. Each microspore develop into one pollen ring. So one pollen mother cell produce 4 pollen ring, what we told last class. Now come to the pollen ring, structure of pollen ring. So structure of pollen ring, then how it is. The pollen ring is also called male gametophyte. Then it is a haploid in condition. Yes, haploid in condition. First cell of male gametophyte. First cell of male gametophyte is pollen ring. First cell of male gametophyte. First cell of male gametophyte is a pollen grain. Pollen grain. First cell of male gametophyte is pollen grain. Then pollen grains are spherical in structure. Pollen grains are spherical in structure and measurement is 25 to 50 micrometer in diameter. 25 to 50 micrometer in diameter. So this is very important. 2018, 2017 NEET question Anna. So the measurement of the pollen ring, A 25 to 50 micrometer, B 25 to 50 nanometer, C 25 to 50 millimeter, or 50 to 100 micrometer. They may chance to ask. So don't confuse on measurement. Then pollen rings are spherical and then measurement is 25 to 50 micrometer in diameter. Then important words, pollen ring. The structure of the pollen ring is just a rough diagram for understanding pollen ring. This is nothing but pollen ring. Pollen ring structure. Pollen ring. Then see, this is the structure of pollen ring. This where structure of pollen rough diagram. It's not for just for understanding. This is the pollen ring structure. This is something but irregular nucleus. Irregular nucleus. This is a spindle shaped nucleus. Spindle shaped nucleus. This is an exine. Exine. E-X-I-N-E. This is an intine. I-N-T-I-N-E. Intine. This is a tube nucleus. Tube nucleus. This is a generative nucleus. Generative nucleus. Generative nucleus. Then this is the germopore. Germopore. So this is structure of pollen ring. Structure of pollen ring. Structure of pollen ring. Structure of pollen ring. See here, where structure of pollen ring spherical in structure and measurement 25 to 50 micrometer in diameter. Where pollen ring structure, they are having two important wall layers. Pollen ring having two wall layers. Two wall layers. First one exine. First one is a exine. Second one is a intine. First one exine. Second one is a intine. So the outermost layer is a exine. Outermost layer is exine. Second one is a intine. So when taking first one by one structure, exine and intine. Exine and intine. See here everyone, this is the rough diagram. Exine, I'll take first exine. Exine is nothing but outermost layer. Exine, this is the exine. Outermost layer. Outermost layer. Very important amma. Exine outermost layer. Points very important. Exine made up of sporopollen. Exine made up of sporopollen. Exine made up of sporopollen. Sporopollen. Exine made up of sporopollen. Sporopollen is a very hard. Hexane is very hard because of sporopollen present. Sporopollen is a most organic resistant material. Most organic resistant material, sporopollen. Sporopollen can withstand high temperature, strong acids and alkali. Sporopollen can withstand high temperature, strong acids and alkali. No enzyme to degrade sporopollen. That is very important. No enzyme to degrade a sporopollen. No enzyme to degrade a sporopollen. That is also very important. Then, because of sporopollen, pollenites are preserved as a fossils. That is also very important point. Pollenites are preserved as a fossils because of sporopollen. So here, identify the correct statement about hexane. Which answer? So because of sporopollen, hexane helps in protection also. The function of hexane is a protection. So I repeat the point. Hexane is the outermost layer made up of sporopollen, most organic resistant material, and no enzyme to degrade. Sporopollen can withstand a high temperature, strong acids and alkali, and then also hexane helps in protection because of sporopollen, and then because of sporopollen, pollenites preserved as a fossils also. This is nothing but a hexane. And one more important word here, hexane, where you see there is a fascinating arrays also present in hexane. Fascinating arrays are present in hexane. And see here, in some places of hexane, there is a proper apertures are present. In some places of hexane, there is a proper apertures. Aperture means holes are present. Those are called germopore. Those are called germopore. So I repeat the point, germopore. There is a proper apertures are present in the hexane. So outermost layer, proper apertures are present where sporopollen is absent. Here sporopollen is absent. That is called a germopore. So where sporopollen is absent, that's called a germopore. So I repeat the point here. Generally in hexane having sporopollen. So it is very hard in nature. But in some places sporopollen is absent. So where sporopollen absent, that place is called a germopore. Sometimes question need question. So there are proper aperture present in hexane. Where sporopollen is present, proper aperture present in hexane, where sporopollen is present is called germopore. The above statement is A, true, B, false, C, either true or false, D, neither true nor false. First option, where sporopollen is present, that's wrong. So option D, false is the correct. Now germpore, what is the function of germpore, sir? So germpore, through germpore, pollen tube comes outside. Through germpore, pollen tube comes outside. Pollen tube comes outside. Through germpore, pollen tube comes outside. This is a germpore. So based on the number of germpore, there is a different type of germpores, different there. So monocarpate, dicarpate, tricarpate, monocarpate, dicarpate, tricarpate. Monocarpate means only one germpore. Example, only one germpore. GB means a germpore. Monocarpate, only one germpore. Example, monocots. Then dicarpate means two germpores. Example, dicots. Two germpore. Example, dicots. Then tricarpate means three germpores. Example, tricots. Tricots not there. Dicots only. So monocarpate example, monocarpate example, monocots. Dicarpate to tricarpate example, dicots only. This is nothing but germpore. Next layer, intine. This is the intine. So I will write here intine. Intine means innermost layer. This is the intine, innermost layer, made up of pectocellulose. made up of pectocellulose. Pectocellulose means a pectin and a cellulose both are present. Then what is the function of intine, sir? So function of intine means intine initiate the pollen tube. I repeat that, initiate. Intine initiate pollen tube. Intine initiate pollen tube. Initiate the pollen tube. Intine initiate the pollen tube. So through germ pore pollen tube comes outside. But intine initiate the pollen tube. Sir, what is the meaning of those, sir? Generally, where pollen grain reach to the stigma, it germinate and develop the pollen tube. So pollen grain germinate and develop the pollen tube. So this intine develop the initiate the pollen tube. The pollen tube need to be comes outside now. But exine having sporopollen is present. So sporopollen is present. That's why very hard in nature. Sporopollen is present, very hard in nature. That's why no chance to come outside. So in exine there is a proper apertures are present in some places. Where sporopollen is absent. Those places are nothing but germopore. Through this germopore, the pollen tube. Through this germopore, the pollen tube comes outside. This is nothing but two wall layers of pollen grain having exine and intine. Then inside the pollen grain, cytoplasm is present. The cytoplasm surrounded by inside pollen grain, cytoplasm is present. Cytoplasm surrounded by plasma membrane. Cytoplasm surrounded by plasma membrane. Then you see here. Then when mature the pollen grain, there is a two cells are there. I'll repeat again. When mature pollen grain, there is two cells are there. Vegetative cell and a generative cell. Vegetative cell and generative cell. When mature pollen grain, two cells are present. Two cells are present in pollen grain. First one is vegetative cell. First one you have vegetative cell. Vegetative cell. Second one is generative cell. Second one generative cell. Vegetative cell is generative cell na. So pollen grain haploid or diploid appachi? Pollen grain is haploid. So vegetative cell haploid or diploid appa? Haploid only na. Generative cell also haploid only na. Again haploid only condition, haploid yan. So vegetative cell is also called tube cell. Vegetative cell also called tube cell. And it is a large cell na. Vegetative cell, large cell. Then abundant nutrients are present. Nutrients. So it gives the nourishment. Because of nutrients, the vegetative cell gives the nourishment to development of the pollen grain. So tube cell, it's a large cell. Because of large number of abundant nutrients are present. Because of nutrients, it is used to giving the nourishment to the development of pollen mother cell or pollen grain. Then irregular nucleus, it is also very important. Irregular nucleus is the irregular nucleus. These points are very important. Vegetative cell, nourishment cell. Which of the following cell is a nourishment cell in the pollen grain is vegetative cell. Vegetative cell helps in giving the nourishment. It is also called tube cell. It is a large cell and it having large number of nutrients and then it having irregular nucleus. Then come to generative cell comparison. It is also called a reproductive cell. Reproductive cell. Reproductive cell. So why is it reproductive? Generally for fertilization, male gametes are required. The male gametes are produced by generative cell by mitosis division. So that's why this is nothing but reproductive cell. Male gametes are produced by generative cell. So it is also called a reproductive cell. I'll explain again. No problem. Generative cell also called reproductive cell. It is a small cell. Small cell now. Small cell. Then here it is a generative cell floats in the cytoplasm of vegetative cell. Floats in the cytoplasm of vegetative cell. Floats in the cytoplasm of vegetative cell. Then generative cell have spindle shaped nucleus. Spindle shaped. So So irregular nucleus, spindle shaped nucleus with a dense cytoplasm. Nana. This is the important feature. Dense cytoplasm. See, comparatively, spindle shaped nucleus in generative cell, irregular nucleus in vegetative cell. Then generative cell is a small, floats in the cytoplasm of vegetative cell. Vegetative cell is a larger cell. See, 60% of angiosperms. 60% of angiosperms, pollen grain shed at a two-celled stage. One vegetative, second generative cell. 60% of angiosperms, pollen grain shed at a two-celled stage. Very important 2019 NEET question. Pollen grain shed at a two-celled stage. One is vegetative and the second one generative cell. But remaining 40% pollen grain shed at a three-celled stage. One vegetative, two male gametes. One vegetative, two male gametes. Total three cells in 40% of angiosperms. Sir, how it is, sir? Generally, generative cell show the mitosis division and produce two male gametes. Generative cell shows the mitosis division and produce two male gametes. So one vegetative and two male gametes. Totally three cells. So 60% of angiosperms shed at a two-celled stage. One is a vegetative and a generative. 40% of angiosperms. I'll repeat here. I'll write also very important point. 60% of angiosperms. 60% of angiosperms. Pollen grain shed at a PG means pollen grain shed at a two-celled stage. Two-celled stage. One is a vegetative. Second one is a generative. Generative cell. But remaining 40% of angiosperms, pollen grain shed at a three-celled stage. One is a vegetative here, one vegetative. Two means second one, two male gametes. But here, one vegetative, one generative. Two male gametes. Totally three cells. Then see here, generative cell shows mitosis division and produce two male gametes. Sir, you said okay, but 60% of angiosperms, two-celled stage only they said na. One vegetative, one generative. How they are going to produce male gametes, sir? Here male gametes, they are not male gametes, sir. There they are. Means of that, in 60% of angiosperms, pollen grain shed at two-celled stage. The pollen grain, for example, this is the pollen grain shed at two-celled stage. That pollen grain reach to the stigma of the female flower, stigma of the pistil. When pollen grain reach to the stigma, then pollen grain germinate whether it is a compatible. Then develop the pollen tube. The information, the genetical information of the pollen grain transfer into pollen tube. Inside the pollen tube, generative cell produce the male gametes. So 60% of angiosperms of pollen grain, generative cell produce the two male gametes by mitosis division inside a pollen tube. But remaining 40% of angiosperms of pollen grains inside generative cell produce the two male gametes by mitosis division before shed the pollen, before reach to the stigma only. Here, however, 60% of angiosperms, 40% of angiosperms, pollen grain shed at a two-celled pollen grain. Generative cell produce two male gametes by mitosis division. That is also very important. Name the division to produce the two male gametes by generative cell. Mitosis division. Questions are very important questions, Nana. 60% of angiosperms, how many celled stage of pollinates are said? Two-celled stage. One vegetative and a generative cell. Then 40% of angiosperm pollinates shed at how many celled stage? Three-celled. One vegetative and two male gametes. Question neat question. Pollen grain shed at two-celled stage. Option A. B. Three-celled stage. C. Either first or second. D. No one the above. What is the answer? Two-celled stage also shed. Three-celled stage also shed. So either first or second. Going to be correct. This is nothing but pollen grain information. See, in pollen grain information, and one more important word here, how many meiosis, how many mitosis divisions are required to produce male gametes? Some type of questions also important here. Then see, one pollen mother cell, one pollen mother cell produces a 4 pollen range. One pollen mother cell produces a 4 pollen range. 4 pollen range by meiosis division. This is very important, meiosis division. Then one pollen range shows mitosis division and produce a vegetative cell and generative cell. That is the first mitosis. Then generative cell again show the mitosis division and produce 2 male gametes. So one pollen grain produces 2 male gametes. By result of 4 pollen grain, 8 male gametes. 8 male gametes. 8 male gametes. See here, question sometimes. One pollen mother cell produce 4 pollen grain and 8 male gametes totally. So how many pollen mother cells are required for 64 male gametes? Dekho here, how many pollen mother cells are required for 64 male gametes means cross multiplication. 1 into 64 equal to required pollen mother cells, required pollen mother cells into 8. 8 into 64, 8. 8 are 64. So required pollen mother cell for 64 male gametes is 8 also. And one important point, last important point, one pollen mother cell produce the male gametes. How many meiosis, how many mitosis divisions are required? One pollen mother cell for production of 2 male gametes, required meiosis divisions are 1. Required meiosis divisions are 1. Required mitosis divisions are 2. I repeat the point. One pollen mother cell for production of male gametes, required meiosis divisions are 1. Required mitosis divisions are 2. When required, sir? Meiosis division, one pollen mother cell produce 4 pollen grain by meiosis. Here 1 meiosis required. Pollen grain by mitosis produce 1 vegetative and 1 generative cell. That is the first mitosis. Then generative cell again mitosis division there na. Generative cell again mitosis division, that is produce 2 male gametes. So totally 2 mitosis. Required meiosis, required mitosis from one pollen mother cell for production of male gametes. Meiosis are 1, mitosis are 2. This is the information about the pollen grain or male gametophyte. If any doubts, you just ask me. I'll clarify that. It's a very good explanation. I mean, everything is very important for NEET level. Thank you very much.